remember our last part? Yeah, as I said in the last part, the USSR starting being more technological advanced than the USA, and so USA wasn't happy about it. But that doesn't matter now. And also, around this time, the H bomb was created, which will create a bigger explosion than the A bomb, which basically was this big that, let's say, if you blow up Istanbul, you will not just destroy the city of Istanbul, you will also destroy the region of Istanbul, which is basically that entire region that is around Istanbul. Yeah, you will destroy that region too, and not just that, you will destroy a bit of cities and villages that are at the border with with the with Turkey in Greece and Bulgaria. So that's how powerful it was, and it is basically. And also around this time, John Fitzgerald Kennedy was elected in 1960 as the president of the United States. Oh, and also people were still hungry in the Eastern Germany and the entire Eastern Europe in general. And also Eastern Germany started losing its power. Why is that? Well, you see, people loved more Western Berlin, and so East Berliners would go instead having their work, being workers for Western Berlin instead of Eastern Berlin, even though they have their houses in Eastern Berlin or something like that. So yeah, people really loved Western Berlin more than Eastern Berlin. So that's why it was losing its power, because Eastern Germany would lose its workers and such. So of course, of course, Khrushchev decided it's a good idea to make a wall between West Berlin and Eastern Berlin, and that will keep the East Germans inside of Eastern Berlin. And also, families and couples were split apart once again, like they were when Eastern and Western Germany were split in half. So that only made the things worse, basically. Oh, and also JFK said himself in response to this, democracy is not perfect, but we never had to build a wall to keep our people in. Other things aside, let's talk about how JFK and Khrushchev almost started a World War III. Yay! Fuck. So the USA and JFK decided to put nukes inside of Turkey. In case of USSR starts thinking of doing some shenanigans, you know? Yep, and USSR saw this and wasn't happy about it because, Turkey isn't too far from USSR, and yeah, that's why they put nukes in USSR. Duh. And so they decided to negotiate with Cuba, which was also a communist country at the time, and I think it still is at the time I'm filming this video. And not just that, USA wasn't happy that it had communists in their backyard, because Cuba is just like in the backyard of USA in the Caribbeans. Not just that, but they also saw how the USSR bring the nukes in Cuba and also heard the news and such like that. So they decided to just round the Cuba with their military ships and will not let the Soviets in because they don't want to be blown up by nukes and such like that. And so the USSR, to respond to this, started arming themselves against USA And so USA did the same thing. That's how World War III started. Wait, I'm getting, wait, no. Apparently, Khrushchev had to call JFK and was like, JFK, I think it's better if you just take those nukes out of Turkey, and then this will be just solved just like that, and then we will not start a nuclear war. I think that's a very smart idea to do. And so they avoided the World War III. That was a close one, wasn't it? Oh yeah, and also JFK was assassinated in 1963. Yeah, a long time after this happened. Just stay calm. That was a long time after the. Yeah. And so he was replaced with his vice president, Lyndon B. Johnson. Oh, and also Khrushchev died and was replaced with Leonid Ilyich Brezhnev. And and also at this time, USA started getting more technological advanced than USSR. So yeah, the tables have turned. Oh yeah, at the first of Cold War, the USA and USSR were so open about their hatred between each other, but at this time, they don't really show that hatred, and they don't want to start a nuclear war, so of course they keep it down a bit. They just kept it down a bit, so they will not destroy the whole entire world, because they weren't idiots. They hated each other, and they both were the biggest powers of the world, but they weren't idiots. They didn't want to destroy the fucking world. No, when also around this time, both the USSR and USA started transporting nukes around the world with planes and such. And nowadays, you might find in your backyard or something like that some random nuke from the USA or from the USSR or something like that. And yeah, so don't wonder where did that came from when you find a nuke in your backyard. Just so you know. Yeah. Oh, we're getting back in Asia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, and Vietnam just kicked out the Spanish conquistadors from its own country, and now, of course, Brezhnev and Johnson just started fighting on Vietnam. And so Vietnam was split in half. In the north, there was a communist version of this country, and in the south, there was a very capitalist version of this country. The north being sustained by the USSR, and the south being sustained by the USA, and both of the countries had a dictator that looked all happy and shit at first, but they both were ruthless dictators that wanted to conquer the whole country in under their regime and under their power. And oh, wait, this sounds familiar. Are we sure this is not just the Korean War 2.0? Interesting. I think you already know how they turned out. And also at this time, the USSR and USA didn't want to start a nuclear war, as I said earlier. So they were just be friends with each other, yeah, smile at each other, politically speaking, yeah. But at the same time, get their little puppet states to fight each other and such like that. So yeah, so they could just watch others destroy themselves so they can't destroy the world by starting a nuclear war them. So they just put their puppet states to see how it goes and to see which ones just by fun of stuff. What will happen next? We'll find out in the next part, because this is the end of part 5. See you in the part 4. This is the end of part 4. Fuck, I'm an idiot. But see you in part 5. Yeah, I think we just have 1 or 2 more parts to go. So see you guys in the next part.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really understand, but I fell down this hill. Now I got glue on my hands and I got records on my fingers.